Hello everyone, welcome to my video. My name is Wayan Wina Juniantari and you can call me Wina, W-I-N-A. I'm from PBI second semester A Bangli. In this video, I wanted to explain to you about one of material of Landasan Pendidikan is informal education. Maybe you have heard about informal education, formal education, or non-formal education. In this video, I just wanted to tell you about informal education and maybe about formal and non-formal education. Theirs will be explained by my friend in another video. So let's get started with the first slide. It's about what is we gonna discuss now in this video. The first one is definition, the second is role, or maybe why there is informal education, the third one is characteristic, the fourth one is benefit, and the fifth one is values. So let's get started with the first slide, definition. Informal education is a general term for education that can occur outside of a structured curriculum. Structured curriculum in this sentence mean like it is happen out of the like basic or formal education process, for example like school or university. In the next sentence, informal education encompasses student interest within a curriculum in a regular classroom, but it's not limited to that setting. It works through a conversation and the exploration and enlargement of experience. Sometimes there is a clear objective link to some broader plan, but not always. The goal is to provide learners with the tools they need to eventually reach more complex material. It can revert to various forms of alternative education, such as unschooling or homeschooling, autodidactism or self-teaching, and youth work. If you wanted to read more about this definition of informal education, you can take a screen, or maybe you can search in the Google, because there are many websites and link who is like this there is the definition of informal education. So let's move to the next slide, is role, or why the informal education is happen or occur. People interpret information differently, and therefore a structured curriculum may not allow all the learners to understand the information. Informal education is less controlled than the average classroom setting, which is why informal education can be so powerful. Informal education can help individual learners to react to and control different situations and settings. In addition, it combines social entities that are important for learning. Informal education may be viewed as the learning that comes as a part of being involved in youth and community organization. This type of education is a spontaneous process which helps people to learn information in a new way. It helps to cultivate communities, association, and relationship to make for a positive learning environment. I can do conclusion for this explanation is why is there are informal education, because we know it is unless of control. For example, like someone who cannot who don't want to learn under control, or not learn in much or many people, so they choose this informal education to learn like by her or himself, like they want to learning by herself, or maybe she just want to learning with specific people. Let's continue with the next slide, is characteristic. There are many characteristics of informal education, but in this slide I just give 9 characteristics, and also this characteristic will be the differences between formal education, informal education, and non-formal education. Let's get started. For the first one is informal education looks to create or deepen situation where people can learn, explore, and enrich experience and make change. The second was in provide an environment when everyone can learn together and can scaffold off of one another. The third one is understanding the activity can be based on any form of learning. The teaching does not have to be deliberate, more so implied. We give students the tools and do complex materials over time rather than teaching the complex material and giving the tools. The fourth one is focus on the social aspect learning and how important collaborative learning is. The fifth one is the tools students are given are tangible for the process in which they will be applied. The sixth one is bridges the gap between school and life. Allow students all choice in learning and how approach the material. Make learning accessible in everyday life and in the future. And the last one is informal education is driven by conversation and interacting with others. So that's the characteristic of informal education. Maybe you can take screen to learn it more. Let's get started with the next slide. Is benefit. So as we know, there are many benefit of education. It also happen in informal education, has many benefits also, but in the slide there are only 6 benefits of English of informal education. So the first one is responsiveness when interacting with the environment. So in informal education, we teach how to communicate with the others. For example, like we meet someone in or on our way, or maybe we meet someone in some place, and how to react to them, like how to give greeting, and then maybe there's someone who needs your help, how to help them. So like we learn about how to interaction or communicating with environment. The second one is possibility to act freely in unknown situation. It's mean like we can do or we can make decision like how must we do when we know or we meet unknown situation that we cannot expect before, but now it's happened. So what we must do. So it's informal education will teach you how to make correct decision when unknown situation. The third one is possibility for an individual to learn without any obligation or restriction. Allow offer free choice and change in interest, ability to create one's own, and the last is bridge gap between theory and practical. So next slide is the values. So values is, for example, like something that we can get from informal education, and also like we can say by what is contains by informal education. So the first one is work for the well-being of all. Second is respect the unique value and dignity of each human being. The third one is dialogue. It's mean like communication. The fourth one is equality and justice. The fifth one is democracy and the active involvement of people in the issues that affect their life. And the last is informal education, focus on values. There is no curriculum or guiding plan for a lot of work. So I think the materials of informal education, it's already all that I explained to you, and I provide you, if you have any question or you want to ask something that maybe that what I explained before make you confused and you want to ask something, you can type in the commenter column, and then if I can to answer it, I will reply it also. And I hope that you understand what I have explained before, and then to know more about informal education, you can searching in Google because there are many material about informal education. So guys, thank you for the time or your attention that given to me. Thank you for heard about all that I explained to you. So I do apologize if there is any mistake of word or maybe my action that make you uncomfortable. So guys, I will close with Panganjali Umat. Om Santi 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 Om. Bye bye.